talk about the famous economist Joseph Schumpeter. Joseph Schumpeter was born in Austro-Hungarian Empire in 1883 and passed away in US in 1950. He generally considered to have been one of the greatest economists of first half of the 20th century. We will look at some of his contribution to the development of economics. Schumpeter, by the way, spent the first part of his career teaching in the Central Europe. Second half of his career, he taught at Harvard University. Earlier in 20th century, Schumpeter wrote a famous book that was Theory of Economic Development, and in his book, he put forward the notion of entrepreneur as the creative force driving economic development. The entrepreneur comes up with new ideas, they implement those ideas and sweeps away the older economic order, bringing some new set of beneficial changes. By now, in his idea is pretty standard fare, but Schumpeter deserves a lot of credit for showing people how important it was. Schumpeter also coined the phrase creative destruction. By this, he meant that economic creation and economic destruction were two sides of the same coin. So if an economy was to be growing, that would also mean that there was a lot of sectors which would be closing up. There would be a lot of business bankruptcies. There would be a lot of business losses. And Schumpeter understood this process of one as being inevitable in a growing economy, whereby new ideas must mean that older ideas are falling away. Schumpeter very frequently emphasized the notion that growth is a process of disequilibrium and change. Schumpeter also wrote a very nice book called Imperialism and Social Classes. I read this book as a kind of response to Lenin, who suggested that imperialism was the highest stage of capitalism. Schumpeter had a very different perspective. He saw imperialism as coming from earlier rooted forces such as nationalism and militarism. And for Schumpeter, imperialism was something quite backward, and he identified capitalism instead with free trade and peace. So that's all for today. Thank you so much.